Okay, so today we're going to talk about a cybersecurity story that is, well, it's just wild. And not because it's super complicated, but because of how shockingly simple it was. We're talking about a brand you definitely know, Clorox, and how one of the biggest corporate disasters in recent memory didn't start with some genius hacker. It started with a single phone call. So let's get right into how this all went down.
Just look at that number, $380 million. That's the final bill for one phone call. I mean, just think about that for a second. The most incredible part is that all of this, every last penny, traces back to what should have been a totally normal, everyday IT support call. It just goes to show you, right? The biggest threats aren't always the most high-tech.
And this is a thing you really got to wrap your head around. We all picture hackers in dark rooms, breaking through firewalls, finding some brand new vulnerability that nobody's ever seen before. But nope. That's not what this was. This was a catastrophic failure not of technology, but of basic human procedure. It was a simple, preventable, and devastatingly expensive mistake.
All right, so let's paint the picture. It's August 2023, and Clorox, the massive company that makes stuff that's probably under your sink right now, finds its entire operation grinding to a halt. We're talking everything just stopped. Networks were paralyzed, business was crippled, they couldn't even manage to ship products to stores. And it all started by exploiting the one vulnerability we all have, trust.
So, you're probably wondering, how in the world does this even happen? Well, it all comes down to something called social engineering. And that's really just a fancy way of saying it's not about hacking computers, it's about hacking people. It's about tricking the person who holds the keys into just handing them over. Let's walk through exactly how they did it.
Okay, so check this out. It's almost unbelievably basic. Step 1. A hacker from a group they call Scattered Spider picks up the phone and calls the IT help desk. Step 2, they just pretend to be a Clorox employee who's locked out. Hey, I need a password reset. Step 3, now here's the genius part. The support agent tells them to use the secure network, the VPN, to verify their identity. And the hacker has the perfect excuse. Well, how can I do that? I don't have the password. And just like that, the agent is stuck. Their job is to be helpful, to fix the problem. So what happens? They just give the hacker the credentials. Over the phone. They handed over the keys to the entire kingdom.
And this right here is the moment it all went wrong. This is from the actual call transcript. The hacker lays out that simple trap, and the IT agent, trying to be helpful, just says, "Oh, okay. So let me provide the password to you, okay?" That's it. That simple, friendly exchange is what lit the fuse on a $380 million explosion. It is just chilling to read.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. This is a direct quote from the lawsuit Clorox later filed. They said their IT provider wasn't duped by any elaborate ploy or sophisticated hacking techniques. They just handed the credentials right over. I mean, that says everything, doesn't it? The door wasn't picked. It was unlocked by the very person who is paid to guard it. So getting that password, that was just the first domino to fall. Now, let's look at the absolute chaos that happened next. Because once the hackers were inside, they were about to cause a complete and total operational meltdown. And the damage was just immense. The whole corporate network was paralyzed. Business operations completely stopped. I mean, think about it. They couldn't process or ship orders, so their products literally started disappearing from store shelves. The company had to spend over $49 million just on the direct costs to clean up the mess, and then hundreds of millions more in lost business. And of course, the whole thing ended in a massive lawsuit against their own IT partner. What a disaster.
So what's the big lesson here? It's this idea of the human firewall. You could have the most advanced, most expensive security software in the world, but your entire system is only as strong as its weakest link. And more often than not, that weak link is a person.
Just look at this comparison. On the left, you've got what we all think a cyber attack is, right? Exploiting code, brute force attacks, all that complicated stuff. But on the right is what actually happened to Clorox. It was about exploiting trust. It was just a simple phone call. It was impersonation. The hackers didn't need to break the system. They just talked their way right through the front door.
I love this analogy because it's so true. Security protocols are just like a lock on your door. They only work if you actually use them. Clorox had the lock in place. The problem was, the support agent heard a knock and just decided to open the door without checking who was there. All the technology in the world is totally useless if people just decide to bypass it.
And the crazy thing is, these weren't complicated rules. The agent was supposed to use a verification tool. They were supposed to ask for the employee's manager's name or verify their username. And here's the kicker. Any password reset was supposed to trigger automatic emails to the actual employee and their boss. All of these simple, low-tech checks were completely ignored. Any one of them could have stopped this entire $380 million disaster.
So, what this whole story leaves us with is this. This isn't just about a huge company. It's a lesson for every single one of us. It forces you to ask, we all invest in technical security, in firewalls and software, but how much time and energy are we really investing in training our people, the ones who actually hold the keys? So yeah, your company has firewalls, but how strong is your human firewall?